Hey, welcome back. My name is Ascending Luna, and in today's Pick a Card reading, I have a very special reading that I've been sitting on for a few weeks now. But the only reason why I've been sitting on it is because I know this is going to be a very deep dive reading, and so this might not resonate with everyone. And this reading is going to be about the sacred feminine, the divine feminine. So if you identify with that term, then you know what this reading is about. I've been receiving two different energies here, and so I have two different piles. Now you could be drawn to both or just one of them, but the sacred feminine, the divine feminine, is really wanting to come out and talk. And so if you're seeing this, there's definitely here a message here for you. So I'm just gonna go ahead, show you the piles, allow you to meditate on the piles, and then I'll see you at your reading, okay? So we got pile 1 for Shaman, and I associated this card with the Desert Rose. I got pile 2 with the Queen and this raw amethyst crystal. All right. Anything about me, my readings, along with the timestamps, will be provided down below in the description box. If you like my energy, if you like this reading, please comment, subscribe. I would love to hear from you. That's all I got. Then I'll see you at your reading, okay? Hello, my pile 1s, my shamans. So I already pulled the 4 oracles that accompanied this this one specific card here. And for you, my pile 1s, you're here to be healers. You're here to shine light onto humanity and bring forth healing that is much more needed, especially for the wounded divine feminine. Because I feel that for you, my shamans, you have been overpowered by the need of survival. And so it has brought you in this flight or fight reality. It has kept you in this very survival, very guarded energy. And there is something that you have been experiencing, a journey that has catapulted you into what I want to call is the dark night of the soul here, where you're venturing and trending waters of shadows and demons of your inner self. And you're going through this journey and coming and rising out gracefully here. Because with the swan and the hawk and the thistle, gracefully persistence, it talks about how no matter how dark this journey has been for you, you have somehow gracefully treaded the waters of this shadow period in your life, and you're rising here to bring in beauty and bringing healing. Now, this journey, for some of you, could have been catapulted by what we call a twin flame journey. And this journey is a journey to yourself. You have been reflected here, a lot of shadow aspects about yourself. And instead of shying away from these shadows, or in a sense, not acknowledging them, because you have been. Here's the thing, that when somebody, majority of the time, is confronted with shadow aspects of themselves, many of us we turn our heads, we turn away, because we're like, no way, that can't be me. I can't be like this. It's not easy to accept and love and tend to the very things that can make us a villain in other people's stories. There's definitely here a sense of recognition that for you, my shamans, you know that you have experienced this journey to bring in healing to a large community that really needs it. A community that the wound is so big that it devalues self-love and devalues self-worth. And you have treaded the waters of those things, and you're slowly coming out of it gracefully. So give yourself a pat in the back. Because if you doubted yourself in this journey, in this dark night of the soul, if you doubted your purpose, and if you doubted that you have a greater purpose, a greater calling, know here that Spirit is telling you, like, hey, like what you're going through, it's all in a divine plan. It's all for a divine purpose. Because only you, my shamans, have done something that takes a lot of courage. And that is forgiveness. Because when it comes to forgiveness, many of us don't acknowledge that we need to forgive. Not only forgive others who wronged us, but forgive ourselves for wronging our own selves. Because we cannot forgive if we don't forgive ourselves first. And here's the thing, when I use the word wrong, we put a notion and an emphasis on why should I forgive somebody who wronged me? Why should I forgive and be the bigger person here? It takes a lot of courage to put the ego down here when it comes to forgiveness. It's almost in the sense that you have surrendered to the idea that, you know, there's situations and individuals here that I feel have wronged me. And so I have also wronged myself because I have allowed these experiences and these individuals cross boundaries with me, and hence then leaving wounds in my skin, leaving wounds in my heart. Because here there is a wound that wants to shine light into your life. And that light is going to shine for others as well. Because the journey that you have embarked in has allowed you to see not only the quote-unquote good, not only the quote-unquote bad, it has allowed you to see the duality, the ebb and flow of life here. Because if you look at this, you got light and dark. Light and dark. That you have now balanced yourself in the light and the dark. You're seeing things from both sides now. And you're seeing things in this journey and this experience that everything needs to be balanced. Sometimes you can't go through something without experiencing another thing. And sometimes the other thing can be extremely uncomfortable. And in a sense, you have become comfortable now with not only your light aspect, but your shadow aspect. And that's what we need here. We need to come into a balance of both dark and light. And the journey that you have embarked has brought in that awareness. And now you are here to bring in the material and the spiritual realms together. To bring in healing for a journey that is individualized for every single person, because everybody's journey is different. But there's certain aspects here that you are aware of, that you have wisdom of, and only your voice and only your experience can uplift certain people, and hence then uplift other people, and it's like a ripple effect. So for you, you're stepping into a very powerful chapter in your life, coming out from this this darkness, because even in the darkness, you still shined. And now people are being drawn to you. Now people are being drawn to your light like a moth to a flame. And so if there was a seed of doubt in your mind that if you should continue this journey of self-discovery, of self-improvement and self-love and self-worth, know that you are on the right path, and know that you are going to be bringing in so much healing, not only to yourself, but to many, many others. And so it's kind of like you've been being called by Spirit, like, no, keep going, because it's going to be worthwhile. It's you have no idea the impact that you have here. My shaman cards. You are a healer. You're here to heal and uplift humanity. And you're here to bring in love and awareness of acceptance and grace onto the wounds that we feel bring us down. Okay? I'm going to pull some tarot, a little bit of oracle, and then we'll leave it at that. But this message is very deep and profound. And so if you feel like this isn't for you, then, you know, I would advise maybe come back at another time, because you might not be in this phase right now. Okay, but if this message came across your page, then definitely there is something here for you, because I'm only bringing these messages, or I'm speaking these messages for the people who need to hear them. Okay. We got the Wheel of Fortune. The Eight of Pentacles. The Page of Swords. The Five of Cups. And the Death card. There have been many cycles that you have experienced. You have experienced fruitful periods in your life, and you experience dry and barren periods in your life. And regardless of whatever phase you have been in, whatever chapter you have been on this journey, with the Eight of Pentacles, you have continued to master yourself, continued to work on yourself, continue to do the work that is necessary, no matter how daunting it is. And once again, Spirit is telling me to emphasize, please pat yourself in the back. Please acknowledge the work you have been doing. Please know that this isn't easy. And yet you have handled it. No matter how hard and frustrating it has been for you, no matter how painful it is to experience and come into awareness of things that really are hurtful and painful, you have continued to be persistent. You have continued to show not only grace to yourself, but the people that have come into your life, whether they're here for a season or for a lifetime. Please pat yourself in the back. Acknowledge all the work you have done. Acknowledge on the journey that you have embarked. Acknowledge how far you have come. No matter how small you feel like every step has been for you, know that every step is a fucking mountain. A fucking mountain that you have conquered. Do not dwindle, do not diminish, and do not play down the journey that you have embarked, and the lessons that you have learned, and the knowledge that you have gained. Okay? Because with the Page of Swords and the Five of Cups, yes, we are coming to an awareness here that there is something definitely here that you're still mourning. You're still mourning something that you had lots of love and hope for, that you have poured into, that you have given every essence, every part of yourself into. This could be another person. This could be a project. But this is something that brought in a lot of emotional fulfillment for you, that you have poured in a lot of emotion. So for some of you, this could have been your counterpart, your other person, that you had so much invested. You had your heart invested on a situation. And clearly, at this very time, the wounds that keep you apart are the wounds that need to be tended to, that need to be healed. And you cannot heal those things being together. You can't heal those things being in a place that there is no flow. Even though that you have invested and worked so hard to make something work here, doesn't mean that what you have done or what has left is not, it was all done in vain. It wasn't. It had a higher purpose for you, my shamans, that your experience, whether this is love, whether this is the self, what you have invested in experience has brought in acknowledgement and growth. And there's beautiful things up ahead, but you have to turn around and you have to look at it. It doesn't mean that because you part from what you hold on to, that it won't be there with you for the rest of your life. You will always carry the love, the lessons, and the memories of whatever this is, whether it's a person, a place, or thing. But this is more so like definitely, for some of you, this is definitely a counterpart, another individual, that the lessons and the memories that you had with this person, they're beautiful and they will always live in your heart. But right now, in this time, in this moment, your light, your hurt is blocking. Your hurt and your wounds from this experience are blocking the light that needs to come out, the wound that needs to be healed and tended to. It needs to breathe. And you can't breathe holding on to something that is suffocating you. And you have come into that awareness. And then hence, that awareness is something that you have to spread to other individuals who are going through the same journey as you or similar journeys as you. Okay? You got the Death card, and from the very beginning, you have been going through a rebirth and transformation here. And with the skull, like you could see here in this card specifically, that a rose is growing from the third eye and the crown. And so something beautiful, something tangible, something that you can give to the world is growing out of this rebirth, as painful and as daunting as it is. Spirit is not saying that they're not acknowledging that fact, because they know that this is painful. But they want you to know, your guides, Spirit wants you to know that out of the darkness, light comes in. This transition is not easy. You know it because you feel it, because you are experiencing it, and yet you stand. Because no matter what has been thrown at you, my shaman, you stand, you rise, and you have kept going with grace and persistence here. So if you needed some sort of confirmation that, am I on the right path? Yeah, you are. You definitely are. Okay. All right, let's see. What else for my shamans? You got carrot, opportunity or windfall. December. And Arrow, you are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. That's not confirmation. I don't know what the hell it is. Right now, with this December card, December could signify something important, or December can also be, for me, I'm getting the hibernation, the time, you know, winter, when everything is asleep, when the seeds are still in the ground, when the dirt is still, when the soil, the ground is still, and there's still life in the soil. We just can't see it because it's covered in cold, it's covered in snow. But there's something deep beneath the surface right now in your aspect of your life that you are at a resting point right now in your journey. And with the carrot, you will soon have the opportunity to blossom and to stand in the power that you have been destined to be standing in. Because know that with this arrow, you are in the right path regarding the path that you're in right now. If you were at any point doubtful that you didn't have what it takes to have the strength to heal and to break away from the old version of you, know that you can. Know that this path that has been laid in front of you and that you have been treading is for your higher purpose, your higher self. Like, you are now heading into that version of yourself. You're aligning to that now. And yeah, it's painful. Transformation is painful sometimes, but you're handling with such beautiful grace and admiration that you should, if you could only see the way others people see you, like, you would be like, okay, yeah, I see. Because you have a lot of power within you. You have a lot of power. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and leave it with some words from Spirit. We got the dark. Focus. Take a moment to sit under the stars, speckled sky, listening to the crickets and breathing in the cool air. So again, this is giving me that December card where right now you're at a point of rest, of where you're marveling in everything, the whole journey that you have been embarking on. And you really have to, and I want to emphasize again because I know I repeated it several times, please, please, please acknowledge everything that you have gone through and look at where you're at right now. Look how far you have come and look how far you will continue to keep going. That this dark night of the soul, this journey that you are on, has shined a lot of light, and hence now you are reflecting that light into the darkness. So you yourself are a galaxy. You yourself are the biggest star in the universe that is going to bring in the whole constellation together. Okay. That's all I got for you. Bye. Hello, my pile number 2s, my queens. Okay. So, queens are not the ones that you see in the Disney movies or in any movie or any show or even in real life. This archetype here, if you were drawn to the queen is about what we need as a humanity, as a collective, of an archetype that embodies and inspires and leads people with their heart. So for you, the divine feminine, the sacred feminine, and asking you to lead with your heart here. And I feel that in the phase that you are right now in your life, that ego has been talking a lot. That your ego hinders you from allowing things to end, allowing things to come into your life. Because with the deer and the oat, this is about healing. And there is healing that needs to come in with your heart. There is a great wound that is embedded in your heart, and your ego is not allowing you to touch upon it, to acknowledge it, because you might feel that if acknowledging the hurt that is coming through, it makes you somehow a weaker person. Because sometimes we view queens as these high-ranking individuals, and sometimes they have to be very masculine, where they have to, like, you know, govern with the iron fist alongside with a masculine such as a king. But a queen is not that, not this archetype. That the queen leads with her heart and leads with her intuition, and does things by using those two methods, regardless if it makes others unhappy, regardless if it rubs others the wrong way. And I feel here that your ego is blocking you from receiving the healing that needs to come into your life. That you have allowed individuals, circumstances, and experiences to diminish your own light. There is this sense that you need to come into awareness and step into your power and step into your heart space and turn away from the ego. Because you see, the peacock and the deer are both looking away from each other. Your ego is not allowing you to see the healing that needs to come into your life. And the reason why I'm saying ego is because sometimes peacocks are seen as very egotistic. And that's the energy that is given me right now. Even though it's very beautiful to see a peacock. It's very, when they show their feathers, they do that in order to bring in a mate. And the only peacock that does that are males. That are not females, they're males. And so I feel like your masculine energy is overtaking your feminine energy here. And your feminine energy wants to come in, my pile number twos. They want to come in for you to step into your queen energy, into your feminine energy here. Because for some of you, your energy right now is in a very controlling, very cold, angry energy. There is a hurt here that has brought in a lot of confusion here. That has brought in uncertainty, and you're not aware because your ego is covering your eyes. It's covering your intuition. It's covering your heart. I'm going to read the insert here. It's confusion, growth hurts, heals, and harnesses a way through the uncertainty. You are experiencing a very painful chapter right now. But I'm seeing this, if you could see her, she's laying on the ground with a light on her stomach. And to me, that is, your stomach, your guts, that's your intuition, your gut feeling here. And there's a light that's being shined there. And yet she still lays there not moving because she's confused. And so right now it feels like for you, my pile number twos, that your energy is in this very confused and stagnant energy. And you're not allowing the hurt that you are experiencing to really come in and guide you a way through this confusion. Because sometimes going through pain is very hurtful. Of course it is. I mean, duh. Growing hurts. Leaving things behind hurts. But it's stopping you from moving forward and stepping into this beautiful, feminine, nurturing, healing energy, because your ego wants control. And so we start to panic. We start to be like, well, I'm not moving. I'm not doing nothing, because then I have control. Nothing can really, quote unquote, hurt me. But you're hurting yourself by continuing to be stagnant and not acknowledging the pain that wants to come through, that wants to be seen and heard. So there could be definitely here that your divine feminine, your sacred feminine wants to be heard and seen, and it's not being seen because the masculine energy in you is overtaking, because you're overriding on survival mode. There's so much confusion because you're shushing and you're quieting down your own very intuition, your own very guidance system, which is your intuition, your gut feeling, because your ego wants to overtake. And I don't want to make it seem like the masculine energy inside of you is not, it's this bad energy. No, it serves its purpose. But if you were drawn to this, it's because you are imbalanced in both energies, and one is overtaking the other one right now. And more so, it's not just the masculine energy, it's your own ego, your own fears that are keeping you very stagnant and not allowing you to move out of the storm that you're experiencing right now, because you don't know what's on the other side of that storm. It's almost like you don't want to be blindsided. But you need to get up and face the storm head on, because you have what it takes. You have what it takes to lead. You have what it takes in your heart to take you where you need to go. And the only way through that is to go through the pain. You can't go around it. You can't avoid it. You need to go through the confusion and the pain that is being presented to you right now, because there is a gift in it. There is acknowledgement in it for you. There's also here a sense of self-worth that is very low. I'm feeling a very low self-worth here. And as the queen, I feel like you have lowered your standards for people and for things and situations, because you didn't feel like you deserved any better. But know that you deserve better. Whatever it is that you're holding on to so tightly, know that you deserve better than that shit. You know your worth, but you're not acknowledging your own worth. Okay? I'm going to go with some tarot and then some oracle. So let's see what else Spirit has for you, my queens. What else, Spirit, for my queens? The Page of Pentacles. The Five of Cups in reverse. The Queen of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, you got the Five of Swords. There's definitely here a very wounded energy, very defensive energy here with the Five of Swords. Either I win or I lose is what I'm getting. You're seeing life very black and white right now. And you're not seeing the duality that needs to come forward. You're seeing at what you have lost and you're not seeing what you could gain if you walk away. Because you got the Eight of Cups, but in the reverse. And so you're choosing not to walk away. You're choosing to stay stuck. There's something about your ego being stroked that, well, if I don't do anything, then I'm not in the wrong. Then I didn't do something in vain, that I didn't invest in something in vain. Because with the Page of Pentacles, there's something definitely here that you had invested so much of your heart into that you feel like your own heart betrayed you. And hence, you're not listening to it anymore because your heart betrayed you. But that's how you perceive it. Your heart didn't betray you. There's definitely here something that you invested so much emotionally here. And this could have been with another person because I got two. I got a king and a queen here. And this to me is the indication of somebody that a marriage that you might have invested into, a love connection that you invested into, something that you poured and gave into so much. And it's something that you needed to walk away from. But you're refusing to walk away from whatever it is that you invested, that you poured your essence and your heart into. You're not walking away from it because your ego wants to say, well, you see, I wasn't in the wrong. Or you see, they hurt me. It wasn't me. But there is this lack of value here within yourself that your ego is not allowing you to see. And the value is that regardless of a title, regardless of another individual, regardless of who you think you are, that does not demean the value that you are a fucking queen. That no matter what happens, no matter what storm is presented to you, you still stand. With the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, there is a sense of like, because this to me is 3D, this is to me material world here. And there's this emphasis on the material, how if it's not physically presented to you, then it has no value. But your heart knows, your intuition knows, and is trying to guide you and help you. And it's perhaps that whoever this person, individual, or situation, whatever it is, a person or a situation, that no matter what the outcome was between that and you, does not demean the value of yourself. There's definitely here something that you devoted yourself to, that you poured yourself into, that you had inspirations for. And it almost feels like if you can't have this thing, if you can't have this person, then there is no value for you. But you need to know, and Spirit wants you to know, that nobody puts value on you. Nothing puts value on you. Your own essence does. Allow the healing to come in. Allow yourself to walk away and not see this as a losing situation. See this as a valuable experience to enhance you and to bring in more awareness, wisdom into your life experience. Your own essence is what makes you valuable. Your heart, who you are, how you love yourself, how you tend to yourself, how you care for yourself is what makes you you. And you cannot dwindle that because of an experience or another individual that you didn't get your way with. And that might be hard to hear. That in order to just sometimes, and I don't know why I want to say this, sometimes it's better to love than lost than never to have loved at all. take that fucking nugget as it goes. I don't know why I have to say that, but take that nugget because you know exactly what that means. Sometimes it's better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all. Okay? We're going to get some more oracle, and then we'll leave it some words of encouragement from Spirit. But I feel that you, my queens, I feel like I needed to be a lot more stern with you. That your energy, that you are right now in your shadow energy of a queen. So please know your worth. Know your value. And work on your self-love. Axe. Forces working against you. Hills. Obstacles to overcome. And key. Successful outcome to your problems. And I wanted to pull this one out. Harp. Great happiness. There's definitely some obstacles that you need to overcome, my queens, my pile number 2s, that at the end of those mountains, at the end of those obstacles, there will be great happiness and success for you, that you will stand and you will rise above this heartache that you're experiencing right now. There's definitely a focus here on your heart of healing that and healing your root and your sacral. Because it feels like you're living on survival mode and you're feeding your ego in order to feel some sort of false safetiness. It's not keeping you safe, it's keeping you stagnant. The forces that are working against you are your very own thoughts, of your very own ideas when it comes to value and love. And Spirit is wanting you to work on that. To get up from the floor and face life head on. Because you have what it takes. You have the compass to take you to the places that you need to go, the experiences that you need to experience, and the love that you deserve. But you need to get up. And getting up requires leaving things behind, things that you have greatly invested but are not investing back. And Spirit wants you to acknowledge that. Okay? And just one more. Eternity. Give yourself permission to slow down. I'm going to do one more. Dream. Wish upon a star. You might have been in a hurry, and this is why you're in this fight or flight, because the faster I react, the faster this will hurt, this won't hurt anymore. If I allow my ego to take over, then this will not hurt me anymore. But sometimes you need to give yourself that permission to stop, slow down, and experience, and almost even, yes, I can't believe I'm fucking saying this, savor the pain that wants to come through in order for healing to come through. Whatever you feel that you have lost, you didn't really lose. Because you gained something out of it. It's pointing you to where you need to go. It's showing you what you don't need. And it's showing you what you do need. And what you need is something or someone that values you as the queen that you fucking are. Or king, if you're a male or identify as a male. Either other way. With dream, wish upon a star. Follow your heart. Sometimes we feel like our wishes could only be granted outside of us, but something about your heart and following it will lead you to those wishes that you want. Your heart will never steer you wrong. You might have felt like in the past and with this circumstance or this situation that you felt like your heart steered you wrong, but it didn't. Your ego is not allowed. Your ego is clouding you and leaving you confused, because the hurt that you might have experienced here is stroking that ego, and your ego is saying, well, you see, I told you so. You see. I'm kidding. I'm kind of getting like this kind of like very childish, like throwing a tantrum kind of thing here. That you need to look at yourself in a motherly way. Look at your situation as a very motherly way. That sometimes things happen for a reason, in order for there to be growth, and in order for there to be clarity on what is needed and what is not needed, and what is permitted and what is not permitted in your life. Okay? So that's what I got for you. I'll see you later. Bye.